You're tuning in to the Copacetic Hour.
This is the copacetic hour.
Why don't you just chill?
Why don't you just chill? Why don't you just chill?
Yes, this is the copacetic hour. Copacetic is a term meaning everything is fine, cool, and in excellent order. This podcast is an area for open discussion, but not for the weak-hearted nor the simple-minded. And although we may not always agree, we will always exemplify respect. But at the same time, nobody, and I do mean nobody, is exempt from getting these jokes. Everything is copacetic. Yes, this is the Copacetic Hour, episode 24. What's good, y'all? How y'all doing? Everybody, how everybody living?
What's the deal?
What's
What
good
up with you?
That's what's up. That's what's up. Episode 24. Today we got a sports day. You know what I'm saying? We're going to talk about almost everything under the sun. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Yo, what's good, everybody? It's your boy Brady B back at it again.
What up, y'all? It's your boy Kyrie from the Creek.
What up, though? It's your boy CD.
What it do? It's your boy Fitz. Pleasure
What's
to
the
be here.
deal? What's the deal? What's the deal? It's DQ, man. Happy to be back.
Let's get into it. Let's get into our first topic. Okay, we're going to start. We're going to go from the puppies to the big dogs. You know what I'm saying? So let's start off with college football. So right now, college football, schools are canceled. You know what I'm saying? So no regular ass student is on campus, you know, going to classes and doing shit. But the motherfucking football teams are definitely at that motherfucker practicing, doing everything that you quote unquote shouldn't be doing. You know what I'm saying? So that once again proves that these motherfuckers is workers. You know what I'm saying? Like they should be getting paid a salary, goddammit. It's fucked up. The whole shit is fucked up.
Yeah, I agree, man. I mean, I think it's starting to show that this college shit is really a business at this point. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
And these young adults is keeping these universities open. And if that means them coming in there jeopardizing their health, you know what I'm saying, to have a football season, they gonna do it. You know what I'm saying? And I think that right there just how they taking care of everything when it comes to the corona shit. Look at the Clemson situation. I think over 30 players tested positive. But you know what I'm saying, they still practice and they still up and they're doing that. At that point, you know what I'm saying, if y'all still saying college athletes should get paid, man, I don't know what else gotta happen.
Right. Facts.
Yeah, bro, I definitely agree with everything DQ just said, and I feel my heart goes out to the student athletes or whatever, because it's, I mean, so often we forget that it's student athletes and not the other way around. But more importantly, you know, a lot of these motherfuckers are going to these schools or getting these scholarships because they figuring this is their way out, and they up against a rock and a hard place, because it's like, yeah, you want to keep your health and your safety and all that intact, but it's like, if I don't play, what's my chances of getting to the league now? Like, can I prolong this even further? What about the seniors that's coming in for the next year? Like, shit been lined up for them. People who are high prospects to be lottery picks, et cetera, et cetera. So it's all fucked up. But at the end of the day, just like DQ said, these universities, they want to get their money one way or another. It's big business at the end of the day. And whether that be boosters or shareholders, motherfuckers is holding them accountable to that bottom line. So it's just crazy to see it happening.
Yeah, and like you said, man, like student athlete, like the kids can be on campus to practice for football, but they can't be on campus to study or get ready to graduate this next semester. You know, like they
Crazy.
generate billions off these kids, you know, but you know, they don't want to look out, you know, you see the Zion Williamson stuff happening, you know, like they just keep trying to just pull them down though. You know, getting money off these kids though, but they can't get no money.
Facts.
Right. They basically showing what's more important to them at this point. It ain't even the health; it's about that money.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, I agree with everything, and just building off like what I heard. I think Brady and Kyrie just saying about like as far as like the kids. I think about it around focusing on them. I think the kids though on the other side, like they have to be there because what other options do you have coming from certain environments? Like that's their one way to get out. So they kind of between, again, like someone said, a rock and a hard place in the aspect of they like shit. I either go play here or I could go home and get into all the wrong things. So we don't want to discourage the kids from not playing college football. So, like I would say just then what do we do as a different incentive? Because they obviously going to get their money off the kids, right?
Right.
I mean, why not ensure that every college athlete gets a guaranteed degree? I don't care if it takes them 4 years, 2, or 20. They should be able to at least say, I graduated from this school that I gave a lot of money to. That should be a bare minimum. I mean, like, let's incentivize it, I would say. How do we take it to the next level? Because I think, everybody didn't, we said like what the issue is. That's bullshit. Them being there, them not getting paid, they're getting money. So let's put it on education. Give these kids a guarantee at least chance, even in not at a sport, at life. And I mean all athletes, lacrosse, water polo, basketball, football. Now, I would say as far as in the money incentive, that's what I think it really comes down to. They make all this money. If I can get another deal, whether it be a shoe deal, a cartoon deal, a bike deal, let me get that money. Other college kids can. That's on them. That's if I got my talent, regardless of any sport. I mean, that means I'm marketable. Hannah Montana was getting money. Miley Cyrus was getting money at 9, 10, 12. So you're going to say that athletes can't? What's the difference?
Right. I agree with that big time, man. And then, and you touched on as far as other endorsements. And like, if you look at some of these college athletes, and we talking about big time college athletes, they the neighborhood heroes at this point.
Always.
So you mean to tell me some small businesses back in their city, they'd love to have them do a little commercial for them or something like that, put some money in their pocket. And I think another thing with that, a lot of these colleges, they want these athletes to be on campus right now because they don't have the luxury of being somewhere ducked off and not getting into trouble. So they're looking like, well, if you here, even though your health is being at risk, at least I got eyes on you and I know what you're doing. Because a lot of these young niggas, they not in school, they not doing nothing, and probably everybody that they fuck with is probably back in the hood. So that's the people that they're gonna be dealing with every single day. So I think that a lot of it has to do with them just want to keep eyes on these athletes. But with that, man, I think that whole guaranteed degree thing, man, that's a big deal. That's huge.
Yeah, I like that. That's a good incentive. I like that. Now, with the college football season, because they're trying to make these niggas play, what do y'all feel about, like, the Big Ten? I think is the only one as of right now that is saying that they're gonna play, but they're only gonna be playing conference games. What do y'all think about it going back to like the 1950s and shit, where they're only playing in your conference? What do y'all think about that?
My question is, what's the difference though? What's the difference? You still playing other teams and being around other people.
Right.
Right. I'm about to say, them teams, all of them teams is 50, 60 people deep. And that's just the player roster. Like, we're not even thinking about coaching staff, medical staff, ball boys, ball girls, whatever you want to like call it. Like, we're not thinking about all the people that it takes to get into that. So it's just like, and we're not talking about grown men either. Granted, I mean, I know we're going to talk about, other stuff with other leagues and stuff like that too, but like, these are all still 17 or 22, 23-year-olds, and y'all trying to entrust them with this level of safety and security. And it's, like I said, it ain't no basketball team. It's 60 plus people every squad. So regardless of in-conference or on-conference, it's a health risk.
Facts.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's really like 100. In college, you got 100 kids on the sideline, whether they red shirt, practice players, whatever it is. So that's not even the real question. The real problem is the fans. Like, if you're saying fans can come to these in-conference games, why can't they go travel out of conference? They still got to travel. It's not like the in-conference games are all in the same state, so you're still traveling at the end of the day,
Yeah, I agree with that. This is a no-brainer. I say what we make this is like elevated middle school football. You play the schools within a bus ride.
Same school two times,
Games in middle school football, shit.
Right.
So the games will still be entertaining, and I think it makes the most sense though. So
Facts.
It'll bounce back. I mean, it's more that's a money scheme, but safety wise, it just makes the most sense.
It favors, like, the whole concept. It favors certain teams though, like Clemson, unless somebody steps up over there, as far as the Big Ten, you got Ohio State. I mean, rather whoever's going to step it up and challenge them, you know, like, so it kind of lets, it favors the powerhouses, you know, LSU, Alabama, you know, Oklahoma, Texas, if they want to compete. But I mean, you know, it even puts Notre Dame in the bind, you know, they throw them in the ACC.
It definitely will, I say, will play to the favor of those, but then it's always like the upsets every year, so I think it is still balanced on the end. But I agree with that point fully. Like, you know, you got to win in school. Like, I mean, I think not even the power conferences. Think about those smaller conferences that have the same teams coming out like every year. Particularly like in basketball, you see that more frequently. But you like somebody coming out the SWAC, just dominating 4 or 5 years, you know.
I feel it. Along with that, I just don't see how they can travel. Like, okay, Michigan plays fucking Penn State. You gonna drive to Pennsylvania? You know what I'm saying? They're not gonna get on the plane? Like, how is that? You know what I'm saying? That ain't no close ass distance. You know what I'm saying?
They doing it though, yeah.
Right. And then when you think about that, you got to start breaking down all the logistics. So it's like, if y'all motherfuckers is taking a bus ride or a train ride or whatever everywhere, that's adding at least another day to your travel schedule, which means it's another day you don't get to practice, another day you don't get to treat yourself medically. So even if it's not a health concern from the corona aspect, it's a health concern from you fucking blow your kneecap out or something because you ain't been training or you ain't been working out or practicing enough, and now your whole career is fucked anyway.
And on top of that, you still gotta go to school. Like, you still have to study. You know what I'm saying? We're not even talking about classes or nothing. Like, they still student athletes. So I mean, we all know, you know what I'm saying, if you're a big time athlete, 9 times out of 10 you're not doing no schoolwork. But 90% of the niggas on the team, they got to bust their ass, because that's the only way, you know what I'm saying, to actually get up out of there. Everybody not going to the league. So you add on all type of that, and then think about how much money is going to get put into the testing. Like, because the testing shit, that's going to have to be almost a daily thing. It's going to be like a daily thing. You know what I'm saying? So if y'all got all the money to do this, put all the money into this so y'all can try to save a season, then y'all can be paying athletes.
Facts. I'm in total agreement. Let's get into it with the big dogs. So we talk about all this shit with the college football season and how they gonna do this, how they gonna do that. Nigga, how are they gonna have an NFL season? Like, really? It's way more people.
Listen, I literally had this conversation yesterday with somebody. He tried to say, bubble. You can't bubble no football team. You can't bubble 53 man roster with 15 coaches, with 6 refs, and come on, man. So I mean, with the fans, I mean, in my opinion, man, it's not gonna work.
It's a wrap.
It can't work. It's a wrap.
It's a wrap. I don't see how it. You said what,
Brady? I'm about to say they better get to looking for islands like the UFC and shit. They better see if Epstein Island up for sale right now.
Oh shit!
Or Hawaii is available, because they're gonna have to break it out like that. Like, they may be able to do the conference play or whatever, but they're gonna have to be on like separate sides of the country or some shit.
Yeah.
Fans make the game, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You need those fans, especially in like football. Yeah. You know, you got some stadiums 100,000, 80,000 in there. Like, come on, man, that's too much money being generated. Like, come on, man.
Facts. No, I was saying on Brady, like, I feel like that island shit is the only way this sports shit gonna keep happening. Like, you gotta buy an island. You gotta, real shit. You gotta buy an island. And that's the only bubble, there's nobody in, nobody out, nigga. We here for the next few months, nigga.
Maybe, man. I'm gonna chime in. This is the one thing I've been really interested to talk to you, you fellas about, because I talked to a few people about it in regards to like how I look at the NFL. First of all, what the fuck is a bubble? Is it like the iCloud? Because I ain't never seen that bitch either. So
bubbles pop.
If you think that I'm gonna stay inside an imaginary line, everybody got me fucked up. I don't know. Let's just call it what it is. So if you think that you're gonna do this with hundreds, if not thousands, man, let's just keep it a buck. Y'all lying. So all right, moving past that. Island is the best chance, but every island I know He got some holes on it, so it don't matter. The island ain't gonna work. The niggas ain't staying in the bubble. But
Hey, that's facts, though.
let's move past that. Let's move past this bubble shit with the NFL in particular. But if you move them to an island, what's the next step after that? You move them to what? Alcatraz in the middle of the ocean, just literally a platform? That means they're prisoners. Somebody already made a comment about them being prisoners, so I'm not fucking with that, honestly. Let's take it another level. I would say the one thing we could do and everything going on is, and I say this as a huge NFL fan, I'm going to be the devil's advocate and say this here. I will boycott the NFL. If we talk about like making a change or a statement, let's boycott the NFL. Now, here's the thing. I'm going to elaborate on that because I say that after like real thought on the situation. The players wouldn't do that in the sacrifice matter that they be sacrificing their fame, their career, the game that they love, and then how they provide for their family at a high rate. So I don't want to take away from the players, and that's why they wouldn't. I get that, right? So let's say we create a substitute way for them to get money and do what they love. Let's fuck with the XFL. If everybody start watching NFL, go to the XFL, that'll change the thing and how they do things. It'll make a huge statement. That's where a lot of these things started, but we can win that. I said we stop going to the games or watching, so the coronavirus has helped us in that way, right? I mean, I'm talking about how this thing's set up. This is how I really feel about this, y'all. I'm going to take this in a whole different route. Fuck the NFL. I love it. I love fantasy football. I love players, teams. I don't know. I love the game, but I love us a little bit. I think we got a chance to win. I say fuck the NFL, y'all. That's the most radical shit I can say. But we could do it if we say we play these player salaries in the XFL or they go fund me or something. We pay for it anyway if we want to see them do it. But we really need to get off this whole slave train. You know what I'm saying? We see where that motherfucker's going. I'm ready to pop off that bitch.
100 shit, bro. Dog, I was looking at Patrick Mahomes' contract, and okay, he get $10 million guaranteed this year, right? That's an upfront deal.
Right.
Man, his base salary like $85,000. So next year though, he make like $92,000, but he ain't got no guaranteed money next year. That's his base salary though.
Facts. That whack contract. It's a slave contract that they do.
But it looks good with the $400 million though. You know what I'm saying? But
Right.
they ain't saying shit about 63 million guaranteed. 400?
Right.
Come on, man.
Facts.
Come on, man.
That's a good point.
Like you said, slave contracts. That's just the way to put it. It's like the Scottie Pippen deals. You know what I'm saying?
I'm about to say
you got exposed. Everybody wondering why Scotty be mad for years.
The Scotty deal.
Mad too if you was Scotty. The fuck? Shut up, Mike.
No, I'm about to say, yeah, no, that's real, that's deep. Cause I was thinking about like, damn, like when do we even take it there when the whole topic is around sports for the conversations today? But it's like when you think about all of this shit, whether it's football, basketball, any of this shit, like, let's be real, man. We know what a lot of this shit is. Like, granted, we love these athletes. We're happy for them. We're excited for them that they're able to come from the circumstances that they come from and make it to such an elite level to be like one of few hundreds or thousands of people in the world to do what they do. But that shit at the end of the day, like all of this shit is fucking distractions from like a lot of the real issues that are happening in the world. We know a lot of these motherfuckers, not only from the money aspect as to why they want to see these people back on the field, back on the court, they want to distract us from what a lot of the real issues are that are going on in this world. And like, we can at least be happy at the fact that some brave many of them in these different leagues are at least using their platform to speak on these issues. But at the end of the day, we know what that is. But like, I didn't know we was going to take it left that quickly. I figured out a bit later in the discussion. But I mean, we're going to be real.
Yeah, I'll be on that though, man. So I started distracted there, but I think they like coincide. And I think you just made like a good point and show like the conversation, how we can intertwine things. And they should be intertwined because some people think sports are so simple and not as deep and psychological. I think like our love of sports. I think everybody here loves sports. That's why E had us here so graciously. But we understand that it's bigger than just the game that happens with there as far as like the psychological interaction between men. So
right. I'm about to say this shit is as old as fucking Rome. Yep. Like this shit is just gladiator sport. Like, you know what I'm saying? You gotta feed the mob. And right now they understand the mob is crazy. It's a lot of shit happening outside and they need people to calm down and be distracted. And that's what I'm really looking forward to because we know the NBA kicks back up not too long from now.
Yeah.
Like, where's that energy gonna be for Black Lives Matter and all that other stuff
Right.
when we get this game coming on TNT?
Right.
Let me sit down and watch that.
Yeah, I guess like to bring it back. I guess I said why I take it there. I won't do that in any other things. I mean to detract because we could go there as educated brothers. I see y'all. I think we have an opportunity right now with that league in particular versus any other to take a different route or alternative, and I think it would be a big win. So I just say what we can do at the NFL. But back to the subject with that, just for something to consider.
What about Cam? Like, have y'all been watching Cam's fucking motivational motherfucking just nigga? I ain't even gonna lie, nigga. I hate exercise. Kyrie no, Fitz no, nigga. I was the last on the laps in football practice, nigga. But that nigga can make a nigga want to get up and go run a little bit. I ain't even gonna lie to you, goddammit. What y'all think about Cam this season?
I feel it. It's all hunger, bro. He got played by multiple teams.
Facts.
There's a lot of teams that got starting quarterbacks that he's way better than.
Facts.
It is bad. It's bad.
I'm gonna go last on this one. I'm biased with this one. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Oh, this nigga here, goddammit. Dog, Cam, okay, the Carolina Panthers played him. You know what I'm saying? They didn't release him when you would generally release a player, right? So then he lost out on all this opportunity, which people were thinking like, damn, that was fucked up, but they didn't think it was malicious until they did this fucking poll where it was coming out that who's the greatest Carolina Panther, and it didn't even have that nigga on the list, and the motherfuckers is like, oh, that shit is fucked. You see that shit? It had some nigga on there. Don't get me wrong, I love Steve Smith, you know what I'm saying, but is Steve Smith in any of our top 10 wide receivers of all time?
Facts.
Other than us just liking him, I'm talking about
no, his body of work, bro. What do you
you like Steve Smith? You think he top 10 all time?
Bro,
hey, he like the Allen Iverson and wide receivers.
That's what I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying. But
he like the Allen Iverson and receivers.
Only reason I fuck with Steve Smith, bro, because he changed the game for short receivers, bro. He a little nigga and he dominated though. Okay. You know what I'm saying? And honestly, I feel like he is the greatest Panther of all time, but that's something different. I don't even really fuck with the Panther. But back to the Cam Newton thing, I feel like Cam still got to go out there and play ball. You can do all these videos all day. Because his last outing wasn't a good outing. You know what I'm saying? He ain't been on the field in almost 2 years now. Yeah. You still got to go out there and play ball. Facts. So you can do all these videos. You can do all this little motivational speaking. You can talk shit about how the league ain't ready for you or X, Y, and Z going on. You still got to go out there and lay some bitches up. And these little niggas, they coming for your head. You know what I'm saying? At this point, you're making yourself a target. Now you have one opportunity. He has a 1-year deal with a shitty-ass salary. You have one opportunity to go out there and make it happen. If you don't, that may be the end of you at this point.
That nigga gonna make it happen.
I'm taking a route of just I'm handling my business in the background, and then I'm gonna show the world, you know what I'm saying, that I'm still Cam Newton at the end of the day. But when you start opening your mouth now, you got to deliver on that shit.
Right. I'm about to say, and I'll be honest with everybody. Football ain't really my sport, so I'm a little green. I defer to all of y'all on that. But in my head, I guess a couple questions that I have is one. It really surrounds the team that he's going to. Basically, is where all my questions come from. One, Brandon, yeah, he do got this 1-year deal, and it seemed like it's pretty shitty, but it's like a last outing for him to get it right. But where do you think he'll be able to come in within that system that Belichick has, one, and two, how much of that talking is going to be able to continue? Because everybody know about the Patriot Way, whether you watch football for real or you don't. So when does that talking shut up and it's like Belichick looking at you like you better go out here and ball? That's my question. Those are my questions.
And that's what it is. You really got to shut up and put the pads on and let them talk. You know what I'm saying? You got to go out there and make some plays. You were an MVP. We know that. But what are you doing for me now? What have you done for me lately? You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, the videos, they cute. They nice. You know what I'm saying? It gets you hyped. But at the end of the day, you really got to go out there and shut up and put out the work. And shit, as a Patriot fan, I'm not gonna lie, I loved it though. I still believe Cam can make some noise out there. it's really on Belichick and Josh McDaniels. Are you going to open up your playbook and let Cam pick up those extra 600 yards on the ground, or and make those extended plays? Because that's what it is. Top 5 quarterbacks right now. You got 3 black quarterbacks, arguably 4 with Deshaun Watson. You got to be able to move. You have to be able to move outside of the pocket and make a play.
Facts.
I think the only thing with the Cam Newton thing compared to all these other quarterbacks that we're talking about, let's be real, he's not playing with no weapons. His best receiver is Julian Edelman, who's 35 years old.
And that's the biggest problem with him.
His second best receiver is who? Mohamed Sanu?
Or Harry, the rookie they drafted that
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Who still ain't proved himself yet. So it's not like he out there playing. It's not like he's out there playing with nobody. And we all know that New England has never been a team with a high profile running back. You know what I'm saying? Because they always had Tom Brady who would get the ball out to anybody. So you never really had to rely on a running game like that. All their receivers has mostly been receiving back. So Cam don't have that as a luxury to kind of bail him out. So I feel like he already coming up in here with not many weapons, and for him to kind of be out there. And like I said, man, I'm real big on just talking your shit. But at the end of the day, bro, you still gonna have to go out there and play ball.
Like you said, he's an easy scapegoat for him. You know what I'm saying? Because with no weapons around him, who the first person they're gonna blame when they lose 3 in a row?
Yep.
Cam.
Facts.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Facts. That's a good point. I still want to see my nigga Cam win, goddamn it. I don't give a fuck what nobody talking about, goddamn it.
I'm with you. I'm biased with
Pass, baby.
Cam, so I can't really say too much. I think it's gonna come down to his play for sure, as we established. That offense has been better. It was very weak last year. They've had some better pieces. And I say even at running backs, they put up some pretty good numbers. They just don't do it consistently, but that was feeding off Tom Brady too. So without Brady, we're gonna see a whole change in this whole offense. And I mean, I think if they don't play the Cam strengths, that's on them. McDaniels is
throw away your playbook and you gotta have a new one.
I would expect McDaniels to run some great things to Cam if he's as good as he says or claims to be, or as others people say as well. I mean, he used to coach the Broncos, so I gotta really keep a keen eye on him. But I think that if they do that and if they play to their strengths, I mean, New England's always a threat for sure.
Definitely.
Get that paper. Get your money while you can.
Facts. Now, I did want to bring up, we mentioned Mahomes' contract. Now, Mahomes did an interview, it was either yesterday or the day before. He mentioned that, he wants to be the greatest and he wants to at least get 6 rings like Tom Brady. Now, is Mahomes already better than Tom Brady? Or what does he have to do to be better than Tom Brady?
I don't play that potential game shit. You got to show and prove. Them stats got to be up there. I don't we can talk about the projections and the outlook and all that shit, but holler at me in 10, 12 years. If the stats show for it, then we can say that. But for right now, if he has the potential to be, I don't really want to hear that.
Yeah.
But everybody wants a quarterback who can run and pass. That's Mahomes, you know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, we know what Brady's done. He put in the work. He won. Come on, man. Can he go out there? Does he have the skill set? Hell yeah. That boy's special. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That's just being 100. But so was LeBron. And has he passed Mike? Hell no. So I mean, he has the skill set though. It's all about winning. Yeah. If he goes out there and win 5, you can argue and say that he's better. You know what I'm saying? Because the skill set is just there. But is he better now, man? Hell no.
I don't even think winning is enough though. I mean, Brady won and Brady broke records as he won. You know what I'm saying? Like he didn't win depending on the good defense and no shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think it's not even, that shouldn't even be a conversation at this point. It's too early to even be a conversation.
Are you making people better, or you just got these dog ass weapons around you?
Yeah, because he got a top 5. He got a top 5 tight end.
Oh, all that.
He probably got a top 5 receiver. You know what I'm saying? He's straight.
Sammy Watkins when he out there,
Sammy straight. And then
Oh, no. Damian Williams.
Well, no, Damian Williams is a running back, but I'm talking about the number 3 receiver, Nicole Hardman or something like that.
Yeah.
He was the fastest rookie in the league last year. He put up numbers, went to the Pro Bowl as a rookie. So it's like Mahomes out there playing with weapons. Honestly, I don't know too many weapons. I almost called this nigga LeBron. Tom Brady didn't play with.
You gonna go out there and win with Chris Hogan, Pat Mahomes?
Right. Yeah, it's too early for that one though.
I agree everything. That I like all facts stated in that situation. It's way too early to even compare to that, but it's gonna be the numbers. Like Brady did it for consistently for shit. What? I don't even know what 20 years.
20 years.
You know, let's talk about that in itself. So you can't just even if he win 5 right now, shit, that's impressive, and he'll probably get it. That's almost impossible, but the longevity and to do it consistently, you can only do that through time. So if he shows it, he got potential out this world, and I say that's the mind of Andy Reid. Also, you have that's like Steve Nash with Mike D'Antoni on the hoop court. That's the fast break, and you know he got freak athletes at every position, so they doing numbers. They winning though. I'm in awe. I gotta give respect where it's due. Definitely the potential. I can see why they say that, but very, very early as stated. It's not even a real conversation other than that. The popular potential.
Yeah, I was about to say one of the other questions I had around that too, like somebody brought up like the whole Andy Reid situation, just like how you keep those pieces together. But from like all I have known from like a logistical or a money standpoint when it comes to football, like you really only have a window that's like 2 or 3 years, especially when people are winning and people are going to be expecting to get paid because they're winning. So it's like y'all, like DQ said, like Kyrie said, like, what are you going to do when them pieces are trying to get paid and you got to start dealing them off because you can't afford to do all of that? On top of the fact, like, how are you going to be able to sustain this success when people start to catch on to what your schemes are, like what your activity is on the field? How are you going to really be able to maintain those same type of performances over time? So again,
let me ask you this question.
Live with that?
Yeah, is he better than Russell Wilson?
Ooh, I don't even know if I can say that right now.
That's what I'm saying. You know, I mean, he won, you know, but Russell Wilson has been doing it for a few years with less weapons. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, like let's start there before we hit break. You know what I'm saying?
As a biased Russell Wilson, yeah. I mean, Russell Wilson came out, he was an underdog. Mahomes had a little bit more pizzazz to his career. Russell Wilson then found that because he battled up. Now, both of them, I mean,
at 5'10" too.
Patrick Mahomes' first game preseason, I think he threw something ridiculous, like 6 interceptions or 7 interceptions, something stupid. And they tried to write him off and look at Andy Reid as a kook, basically. Like, what are you doing? But look at him now. So Russell Wilson comes from a different story, and he has a Super Bowl. And I feel like that's like the quarterback matchup to watch, though. So I'm gonna just say for the sake of the argument, I'm gonna go with Russell Wilson just because they kind of got similar careers or accomplishments and similar pedigree to where we're gonna see at the end when it's done. You know, I think we got a good rivalry or class of quarterbacks to watch. So
that's some nice black quarterbacks.
Yeah, definitely.
Right. That's great to see. Shit, let's have a real serious conversation. Can we trust a nigga who put ketchup on his mac and cheese though? I don't know if I can trust a nigga who do that. Fuck all this potential shit. I don't know if I can trust you. Them your diet.
Get him out of there. Get him out of there.
You funny.
And somebody try to defend that one? Because I ain't got shit.
I ain't got shit, bro.
Put ketchup on mac and cheese. You an assassin.
Shit had to be Kraft, too. Had to be Kraft if you put some ketchup. What?
That's funny.
Lifestyles is a men's and women's clothing store that carries exclusive quality labels. Their mission is to bridge the gap between mainstream fashions and luxury brands. They're the go-to place for the latest fashions and trends. You can shop with them online at lifestylesapparel.com. That's LIFESTYLEZ apparel.com. And follow them online at Lifestyles Apparel on all social media outlets. While you're at it, visit them at their brand new Memphis location.
Like madness, let's go crazy.
to the podcast. So we're gonna move into the NBA. Now, shout out to my nigga Adrian Wojnarowski. You know what I'm saying?
Free watch.
You know what I'm saying? Held one down for the culture real quick. You know what I'm saying? So, Missouri State Senator Josh Hawley wrote an email to Adam Silver complaining that how the NBA players can wear all these social justice messages on their jerseys, and even like I think they were talking about painting Black Lives Matter on the court and everything like that. And he wrote a letter talking about like, what the fuck, you know, why are you letting the players do that? You know what I'm saying? That's not the place for this. Woj Wernowski told that motherfucker like, man, fuck you.
Hey, free my nigga Woj, bro.
Hey, fuck you. Hey, fuck you. Kept it a whole buck. Like, nigga, I don't give a fuck. Fuck you. Got suspended. ESPN did suspend him, but shit, the internet was going crazy for that nigga. Like, his whole persona is just now like 100 times bigger now. Like, he that nigga now. You know what I'm saying?
He's been a god, though. That's the crazy thing.
Yes.
Woj is hands down the coldest NBA analyst or as far as informative. Everything he tells you is factual every time.
Yep.
Like the Ahmad Rashad of the 2000s era. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
He used to be at Yahoo Sports, and he was doing his thing, though. I talked to my good boy, actually. I'm shout out Eric Woodyard, Western grad, man. He's reporter for the Midwest, NBA Midwest, man. He's been doing his thing. And, you know, he's been doing an outstanding job watching and talking about these things. And I'm like, yo, I ask questions like, what's people like? He like, Woj is the real deal. Everything we think about him, like I literally hit that man with, like, you know, that's his coworker. And he's legitimate. And I think that's worth the credit in itself. But then to see that he a real nigga, I gotta rock with him.
Facts.
He boosted his status, like you said, like on the social media world. They ain't known about him. He's been the Yoda of basketball.
Right.
But now he really just go to a godly level.
Facts.
Free Woj.
Free Woj. Facts. Hey, the shit really like baffled me though, because he don't think he would be on some shit like, man, fuck you. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's some real like, I don't give a fuck. I'm not doing this politically correct shit. Like, no, you on some bullshit. And in this time right now, if you ain't with us, you against us, nigga. And he direct with it. Fuck you.
Like, anytime you got the best basketball player or anybody in whatever sport, you know what I'm saying, supporting you, when you got LeBron saying free you, you know what I'm saying, and supporting what you did, man. Hey, what that Chappelle show, the black delegation.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we gonna go ahead and take him in.
First round pick.
Yeah, we're gonna
first round pick.
Woj over, yeah. That's funny. That's funny. Now, with the NBA, the fucking bubble. Again, the bubble. So, 19 players have contracted the coronavirus. Now, supposedly it was before they got to the bubble. Regardless, they still got the virus. And it ain't just like some unknown niggas. You know what I'm saying? Russell Westbrook and James Harden got it. You know what I'm saying? The season starts July 30th. I think that's like, what, literally 2 weeks away right now. So if they not
we really
clear,
get games next week. Scrimmages start the 23rd.
Right.
Yeah, scrimmages start next week. Yeah.
Now, if them two niggas really not like healthy in the next 14 days of quarantine, which is literally the first game, the Rockets are done. You know what I'm saying? Who knows who else could get infected if it gets inside the bubble? You know what I'm saying? Like, and then Florida on its own has like all these cases spiraling up. You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers is thinking that, it don't happen in hot weather. You know what I'm saying? That turned out to be some bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Like, the shit is crazy.
I think at this point, it's playing Russian roulette with the lead right now.
Facts.
Facts. Yeah, I think it's definitely a dangerous game that they're playing right now, man. And And let's be clear, 14 days quarantine, that's one thing, but it's typically 14 days since you start showing your last symptom. You know what I'm saying? So you can be quarantined for 14 days, but if you still coughing and shit, you can't play. That 14 can turn into 28 days. You know what I mean? So I feel like it's a desperate measure, man, to try to get the NBA going. But my thing is just like, what's the bigger picture? You know what I'm saying? I know I heard somebody mention it earlier. This is just another blinder set in place, man. So we're not focusing upon the real issue that's going on. And that's why I fuck with Kyrie Irving for speaking out against that. And when he spoke out against it, it was a shame to see some other black NBA players kind of just, you know what I'm saying, talk down on them about the whole situation, man. But it's like, at the end of the day, man, they really putting these blinders up, man, so we're not focusing upon the real issues to the point where they're going taking desperate measures because these athletes getting sick. And like I said, we're not talking about no 12th man on the bench. We're talking about star athletes. And all it's gonna take is for somebody to get sick during the actual season. I feel like they're gonna have to shut it down. I don't think it's gonna last the whole season.
Facts.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. It's with the whole Kyrie point, I think a lot of that just comes from the fact that like he's had so many different like viral moments that has made him quote unquote questionable in the eyes of the public and shit like that with the earth is flat shit. So like it's real, and of course people who want to get this bottom dollar, who want to get this bottom line popping, they're gonna use that to dismiss any type of thoughts that he provides to the situation. Oh, he crazy, he don't know.
It's the messenger.
Whatever. Right.
Yeah.
So, you know, I can already feel how that is, but just with the bubble as a whole, like you said, like everybody said, this is a real fine line, and we have no idea how this is gonna play out. Like I said, it only takes one person, one time, no matter how many precautions they take. We're not gonna act like these ain't niggas too, and fuck all that bubble shit. Like they probably gonna be trying to sneak hoes in and out and all that type of dumb shit. So it's like we don't know how this is gonna play out. Like regardless of even people getting sick, like we don't know what type of shit is gonna go on in this place. So it's gonna be interesting. I'm gonna be tuned in because I love basketball, but it's gonna be interesting.
Facts.
I think well said though. We go back to this point, gentlemen. Here is this bubble. I got $100 for anybody who can show me a bubble or iCloud. I got 100. Swear, I can tell you right now. Show me.
I was about to say, I don't know if they got some type of like plastic dome shit over the shit or something like that.
I heard a nigga stepped on the bubble line and he had to go back in quarantine for like 10 days. He stepped out.
I heard that too. I heard that.
The gun line ball? The bubble line?
I heard he stepped on the bubble line.
The bubble line.
Yes.
Wait, you trying to tell me this shit like life? This right here is the gun line. Tell about the gun line, bro.
Talk about the gun line. What is going on, man? So I don't think it makes it. I just don't. I'm a big NBA fan, love it, want to see the game. I don't think it makes it just based off the cases, and especially with this bubble concept. I mean, I'm enjoying it while it lasts, but realistically, I don't believe it.
Yeah, they I don't know if y'all saw the story that came out earlier, but a girl went on Twitter saying that she got caught. She got caught. She was going to see a player. And they trying to say it was Mo Bamba, but they said she ended up getting caught about to go see a player. She put it on Twitter. Then a lot of people saying, "Why you snitching?" and saying all type of shit, man.
Facts.
So it's already getting ugly. It ain't even been a week yet. It's been like 8 players that violated shit. You see the dude with the Sacramento Kings. He had some food delivered. Now he got to be in quarantine an additional 8 days. It's like, man, this shit crazy, bro.
Yep.
It's crazy.
That's the nigga that stepped on the line, bro.
Bubble line, boss. Shit, they ain't fucking with that, man.
So what y'all think about like these niggas and they food? You know what I'm saying? Like, did y'all see the food that day was happening? I saw some raw ass chicken.
Feel like they serving them some bullshit for sure though.
Hell yeah.
Right, we talking about these are top tier, like human athlete, like just specimens on the face of the planet. You talk about feeding these niggas fucking cookies and crackers and shit, like Lunchables and shit. So like that shit ain't gonna work.
They gave these niggas the cup Velvetas, nigga. I was like, oh hell no, nigga. This is what they giving these niggas. I would eat that shit right now. God damn it.
Now I did hear that was supposed to be like the first couple days when they all got there and they all got situated, and afterward they was gonna start giving them like the 5-star hotel food, stuff like that. But even with that, I'm like, again, we gotta go back to the logistics, how this shit break down. This shit's supposed to play out for the next couple of months. Like, y'all gotta get the food from somewhere. So how y'all controlling the shipment of the food, how y'all managing the food, how y'all managing the workers or the service people in the bubble who are not a part of the NBA basketball teams or the faculty or staff, any of that. Like,
They
how are
forced
you
to live
managing
there.
all of this?
They forced to
That's what I'm
live there,
saying.
but I mean, but at the end of the day, man, I don't know if y'all saw Jason Williams put that video out there talking about players need to quit complaining.
Facts.
Hey, bro, shut your weird ass up, bro. Like, at the end of the day, man, these niggas is used to living a certain lifestyle. They already got forced to be in this imaginary bubble. They get taken away from their family. They can't get no pussy. It's like, nigga, they gonna complain. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, man, I don't know. I just feel like they should have every single right to complain, because at the end of the day, they playing that game for us. You know what I'm saying? They giving us something to watch during quarantine, and you know what I'm saying? They already shutting states down. So these niggas sacrificing their life. So I mean, I feel like at the end of the day, bro, you got to make sure that they're being treated right, and that starts with, you know what I'm saying, what they eat.
Facts. I
As
agree.
a Duke fan, I think we all can agree that Jason Williams is a weird ass nigga.
Weird ass nigga, dog.
I fucks with Jason Williams.
Why he be on that?
I fucks with that nigga.
Man, I hate
But
that
you
nigga,
know,
dog.
like, yeah, I think the first few days they have to eat like the non-perishable things in their room. So that's like the strategy. Like, you literally can't see anyone, so you're trapped in your room cell, fancy words, for a few days. But then, like everybody's saying, they got to treat them with better food and supplements to play the sport at the level they've been doing it at. So that's a risk right there. Even if they don't let people in the bubble, the food and this exchange, whatever this bubble is still going on. So I think it's still a risk. So they might as well feed them properly. Like, they making a lot of sacrifice. Let them men eat.
Facts. Facts.
I just need us to get far enough so we can see what it's like on the court with no fans. They mic'd up. I want to hear all that shit like it's like a street ball game. I just want to get to that point. I just want to.
Great. It would be great, but they can't.
This real life pickup basketball shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
No,
You know
this
what
your
I'm saying?
same
It's
squad.
gonna,
We hooping at the park. This your team every week. You know what I'm saying? You play 2-3 times a week. This your team at the park.
yeah.
Fuck a fan. It's time to hoop. It's gonna be.
Yeah.
It's gonna change the dynamic, I think, and I say that like when as a basketball players, you remember practice players. You remember some guys who would play outstanding in practice in all sports. You know, but when the bright lights come on, some people it changes them. And it's going to be a different dynamic without the fans there for sure. But it's the easiest sport that they can do and make it on. Like, they put it there in Orlando because of this idea, the bubble line, but they have the facilities and the sustainability over that time period to do it.
Facts.
But I think it's going to impact the game more than we think. I feel like it's going to be some sleeper picks. I don't know. I'm gonna leave that to later.
Yeah.
So listen, then I got a question. Then
Okay.
So if this whole thing happens successfully, right?
Right.
Will this become the new norm of the NBA?
It depends.
That's a great question.
It depends on what this COVID shit do. It really does.
Right.
It depends on.
But like Fitz said, I think this is the one sport that could last without fans. You know what I'm saying? You only get 18,000, 20,000 in a basketball arena, 40, compared to 100,000, in football.
Right.
So I mean, I think this is the one sport that, or UFC or boxing, you know what I'm saying? Those sports are
right.
Who gives a fuck about a fan when it's boxing? All we want to see is the ring.
Right.
But with basketball, fans do affect the game, like Fitz said, practice players. It's gonna be people that's gonna step up now, that's gonna have big games when there's no fans involved.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Some of those stars that choke, because it's those fans yelling at the free throw line. You don't get that now.
Right.
We just in the gym. It's just us. It's just us.
Yeah. I was definitely about to say, I don't know if we talked about it yet, but I'm sad to see that it happened, but I was really interested to see a team like the Rockets and shit like that, because one big thing that's been an Achilles heel to Harden is that, like, he'll run out of gas at the end of the season. It's like, you have had 2.5 months straight rest. You've been recovering. hopefully you've been keeping your diet and shit like that together. Like if he wouldn't have tested positive today or whatever, it'd have been really interesting to see like, okay, with that rest, like what does that gas tank look like to really make a push?
They say
the other thing I'm interested to see is if this turns out successfully, what do we start to think about the scheduling of the NBA? Because I feel like this has a potential for it to really shift, because a lot of the games in the beginning of the season and like October, shit like that, nobody's really watching that.
Right.
So like, is there a potential to maybe start the season in like that Christmas weekend or that Christmas week or Christmas day that everybody loves to see, and move from there and like really share the space with football. Going back to like the last topic and how that may play into effect too.
Facts. Now, yeah, they said Harden had lost like 15, like put on 15 pounds of muscle. So they say he was really like working out. He was ready. So that is a big deal for sure.
But basketball shape is something else.
It is, definitely.
You know?
A whole different ball game.
It's
man.
a whole different ball game. Getting up and down that court,
y'all seen that nigga?
5-on-5.
Y'all seen that nigga Jokic from the Nuggets?
Yeah, he
lost
like hella weight.
He lost hella weight.
Melo did too though.
Yeah, Melo did.
Yeah, Melo did.
Melo looked kind of sick though. I think Melo lost too much weight. He looked kind of sick out there.
He lost too much. Two good teams, man. I think those are both teams to watch. I'm sorry, my camera went out for a second there, but I think Denver. I'm a huge Jokic fan. I love a big man that can pass. He's like literally one of my top 5 favorite guys to watch. If y'all ain't really watched him hoop, his mind is like amazing. But I say with Melo coming back and Zach Collins and Nurkic, I think that we know what Dame Dollar is. Let's not question that.
Yeah.
Dame Dollar is every year out like first team All NBA candidate. That's where he's at. But I think that Portland team gonna sneak their way in. As a Zion fan, you know, I like them. I like Ja too. I think that Portland team is better and more hungry than those young guys.
Facts.
But I think they're gonna flex that right now and be dangerous. I hope the Lakers don't have to play them in the first round. I hope they get up to 5 or 6. They're my boys. We don't want to play Portland round 1.
Man,
right? No, I think Portland gonna sneak up on a lot of people, man. Because I mean, if the NBA season never would have stopped, they was on pace to not even making the playoffs. But they was dealing with a lot of injuries. They was all the way at the bottom of the. I think they was on like 8 or 9 before the season started. But with everybody getting healthy, Melo,
format shit,
he got some games out of them. And this format, the format benefits them. It benefits the Denver Nuggets. Even the Memphis though. You know what I'm saying? A team like that, and I think New Orleans gonna make some noise as well. I think New Orleans they got a perfect balanced team for like a short tournament like that. You know what I'm saying? They got a super balanced team. And then was playing lights out before the season stopped. What's my guy named Brandon Ingram? He was playing lights out before the season started. Yeah. Yep. So yeah, I definitely I'm excited to kind of see what New Orleans is gonna do, man. But hopefully they can shake this shit, man, so we can get back to quarantine.
Definitely.
I was just about to bring that up, like how y'all feel about LeBron, because I feel like a lot of the decisions that's been made has been around how. I mean, even the players have said it. Like, with my man named Pat Bev, he was like, "Yo, LeBron say we playing, nigga, the league is fucking on." And we already know in your 17th year, a lot of people are looking to see, can you get that next ring with a third organization? So it's just like how y'all feel about LeBron, like his decisions to keep pushing this shit forward? Because usually he's on the side of like politically correct or really looking out for the greater good. But right now it seems like he really
I think this bubble shit benefits him a lot because no distractions. We know Bron. Sometimes he'll disappear on you. So let's just be honest. Like this bubble shit benefits him. Like he's about to lock in. And the NBA is riding with Bron. Like Pat Bev said, if he plays, we play.
But
period.
what everybody looking to see, which is also interesting, going back to the point I made about Harden, we on the other side of that, well, usually on the other side of that arena, we talking about the Clippers. You talking about a Kawhi who's been going through load management. He just got two and a half months off to get his knee, get his leg, everything together. I just listened to Paul George talking the other day on like Knuckleheads or something like that. He like shouldered back good. So I'm really looking forward to that matchup.
Facts. Me too. Definitely looking forward to that.
It's about to be crazy out there.
It's going to be a battle. Like,
Yeah.
July 30th,
It's gonna be a
first
battle
game.
because it's gonna be personal. You know what I'm saying? With no fans, it's like me against you. I ain't trying to stunt for nobody. I'm trying to. It's we at the park and it's personal. I'm
It is.
taking
It's
you to
very
the
personal.
hole. I'm
I
dunking on
want
you.
to see. I want to see how many niggas get heated, and they're like, "Yo, I'm on your floor in the hotel when we get out of here."
Facts.
Hey, that's so real though. Like you said, like I was just said, Ito, it becomes so much more personal and playground match because it ain't nobody else out there. It's between your teams, and you get the game gets there becomes a game within the game.
Facts.
It's a big ass AAU tournament.
Now,
Damn near.
speaking
That's what I'm
on
looking at, damn near.
speaking on
I think
AAU, speaking on
basketball is like a sport that just tells a lot about personality interaction. Like you said, you be up on the nigga
Yeah.
floor after a game. Like, nah, this nigga said in the game. He did this or something like that.
facts. No,
That's a part of it for sure.
For sure.
More than any other sport, I think you get that where you have a different personal interaction, which I think is going to be very fun to watch. Because we're gonna see who really fuck with each other
and who
and
don't.
who like, all right, like
Yeah.
Cuz got a battle going on right there.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see the battles. And, I'm not saying it's like necessarily like a hate or dislike, but you just see the games within it going on.
We'll
Facts.
see. This is gonna be
wanna
real
see
basketball.
Go ahead, Kyrie. I want to see the shift in how the refs rep the game going forward.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because we all know home court play a lot into it. Fan influences play a lot. If you getting cussed out and you got 50,000 people saying bullshit, you gonna start calling the right calls. You know what I'm saying? So I think it take a lot of pressures off the refs. But I wonder will that superstar treatment still be in effect? You know what I'm saying? Because shit, we ain't got nobody else on the court playing. You know what I'm saying? And I don't think a referee want to isolate himself in a situation like this, where you know what I'm saying, you calling BS calls and things like that. So I'm curious to kind of see how they go rep the game.
A question: do they bring the female refs?
Absolutely.
They bring the female refs to the bubble. You know what I'm saying?
So let's
They better be careful. They better be
let's
married.
get it. So wait.
Hold on.
I'm about to say the way they gonna be acting, do they bring the female anything in the bubble in that bitch?
it's over.
It might get real prison yard in that bitch. Like,
Right. Now, let's get into that though. Okay. So do y'all think the female's gonna be able to infiltrate the bubble? You know what I'm saying? Like, they talk about niggas going 3 months with no ass, no pussy, no just being around a bunch of niggas in jail with no amenities, like just decent ass food, like, not low quality, but it's like, nigga, I eat better than this at the crib. I got a chef at the crib, nigga. You know what I'm saying? No pussy, no wives. You know what I'm saying? You can't even bring your own girl to the shit because of the Rona. You don't get to see your kids. They just expect niggas to sit in a room and beat off for 3 months. Come on now.
Man,
It ain't happening.
this
about to be so many hoes up in there.
Man,
Right.
in the bubble.
Right, they're gonna be in that bubble, but this
It's
is
all in the bubble.
this is a great opportunity, great business opportunity for all the X videos out there, all the
Good thing
fleshlight
D'Angelo
companies.
Russell ain't there.
You want to get your marketing up? It's like, look, we gonna sponsor this, and that. Like, we're gonna keep y'all together. This is a great
Russ over
opportunity.
there.
That's funny. Now, who y'all think? Which players y'all think gonna get the hoes in? Who gonna sneak the hoes in?
My nigga
JR.
JR, Henny guy,
Williams, nigga.
and Lou Will. Lou Will gonna have
Lou
all
Will
his
gonna
wives in there.
he gonna have all these bitches in there.
Sweet Lou.
Sweet Lou.
Damn, JR married though. Y'all don't think JR got a new leaf now? Goddamn.
Man, hell no. Nigga JR just beat a nigga ass 2 weeks ago.
Hey,
On camera.
Hey, fam should have got his ass beat though on some real shit.
Beat a nigga ass and then got picked up on the squad though. Like, fuck it.
Bro, 2 days later though.
Low key,
Fuck with Jenny
goddamn.
Bus though, man.
You need a nigga like Jared on your team though, especially at a time like this.
Facts.
Hell yeah, you
Facts.
Hey man, all I'm gonna say is I don't know anything about that, but as my man Bill Belichick says, we are on to Cincinnati. I don't know who got them in there, but they're there. We are on to Cincinnati.
Right. I was about to say, my question is going back to that point, what y'all was saying about JR though, like, because really he got picked up because people were saying, nah, I'm cool. I really want to know what them relationships look like in the locker room for niggas who was like, no, I'm not playing. versus the niggas on the team who was like, yo, we going for this shit.
Right.
Like, who was on the Lakers that said they're not playing that JR replaced? Was that
Avery Bradley?
Avery Bradley. Like, how they feel about him right now?
Avery Bradley's different.
His kid was potentially going to be sick or ill.
Yeah.
And that takes priority as a man. It's about what's your thing. Some people that love their sporting career will put that there. So I totally agree and understand that. But he took his family first for him. And, that was a dope move and the right move, in my opinion.
Yeah. I mean, I'm using him as an example because I know, like, there are some people who have very serious situations like, no, I need to look out for this right now. But for the niggas who just, like, I'm just not doing it, minus the people who, like, nigga, we don't care you're not doing it because you weren't even going to make the playoffs.
Like
anyway.
Dwight said he wasn't doing it, and then now he's playing. You know what I'm saying?
Now he want to do it again.
Man, that was all LeBron. Like, nigga, we need your ass. Nigga, what you mean?
The fuck is you talking about? You're not playing, nigga.
He still wanted. That's what it was. He needed some attention, man.
Wanted to put on his Superman cape again.
Dwight needed some flight. He wanted to fly. He wanted to soar for everybody.
Hey,
freaky ass Dwight.
Dwight a different ass nigga, dog. That's a different nigga right there. God damn it.
And he's gonna be a first ballot Hall of Famer though.
Facts.
He's gonna be in the Hall of Fame.
Facts. That's all facts.
Facts.
But him as a person, we seen him off the court, on the court, whole ass nigga. Let's just call it what it is. Okay, that's all I call shit what it is.
Now, who do y'all have?
Freaky ass.
He is a weird, freaky nigga though. Who do y'all have winning? Lakers.
I think it's unanimous.
Is it unanimous? Unanimous.
I got Lakers, man.
I don't know if I ain't gonna say it's unanimous, but I do think it's got the greatest possibility to come out of LA for sure. LA, period.
Who coming out the East is the better question. Like, what's the matchup?
That's the better question.
I think Milwaukee.
You got Philly healthy, and then you got Boston. I remember them hearing this year, like, their starters haven't even played like 7 games together.
Who you got, bro? Pick your team right now. Let's get it on the record, because I might be calling your phone for a waiver, Kyrie. What's up, bro? Who you
in the East?
Who you got?
In the East.
I'm sticking with my first pick in the beginning of the season. I got Philly going. I got Philly because I can't bet with Boston.
Ooh. I got Philly. Mad as a bitch you just said that. I'm a big fan.
Ben Simmons. This is a Ben Simmons game. He's gonna ball. Embiid's healthy. Them healthy. They're nice.
See, y'all talking about physical. Y'all talking about physical health right now. With Philly, it's always a mental aspect. Like, how they gonna be mentally when they're
that's where
game.
Boston.
But other than that, out of the East, Boston is definitely gonna be tough. They got some young bulls out there. They got these.
Just can't ride with
them. Ready to come up. Toronto is sneaky good even without Kawhi.
Yeah.
Right.
Milwaukee's still Milwaukee, and Giannis look like he on a fucking mission. He been look like he on a mission. So like the East is gonna be scary to see. I really wish they would have did open seating, but that's a whole nother story.
Facts.
I got Milwaukee coming out the East, man. I don't think nobody checking them boys in Milwaukee right now. And I think Philly was healthy the whole season. Philly just.
I don't think Philly.
No,
Embiid was hurt. Embiid got hurt. You know what I'm saying? But I just don't think
he was playing Philly the whole season though.
This is supposed to be pickup basketball.
Phillips was hurt from last year. That nigga.
You'll see Middleton crumble. Chris Middleton is gonna crumble.
Well, the thing is, I think we all agree they benefited from the time off. I think all of them for player health. I mean, hooping is hooping in some regards, but these players have so much wear and tear on their body. I think every team has benefited from the time off. Other teams for different reasons, but everybody has benefited off that. I think healthy, full strength, I think that Philly should, if they had a right mind. Giannis is going to be Giannis, but those other guys, and some people got teams that ain't coming back. Like, they talking about today, like Oladipo money, he not playing. Right. Like, that's a team that could compete, but I feel like they're going to fall out with no Oladipo. Yeah. Albeit they've been all right. Or who else in there? We missing somebody. Boston, Indiana, another team right up there.
The Heat is tough, but they just a star away. But in reality, healthy, Boston is legit, bro. You know what I'm saying? Defensively, we as Laker fans, we ain't gonna want to admit it, but let's be 100. Brad Stevens, great coach. And who don't want to see Lakers versus Boston and Lakers get 17 and tie? So it's real interesting though. It really is though. But I mean, we can't sleep on the Clippers though. The West is between LA though. Clippers or Lakers.
I'm gonna throw it out there, y'all fellas, man. I'm an honest man. If anybody feel real confident about some other teams and your Cash App is accessible, we can make some exchanges. Okay, I accept all donations. Okay,
Cash App is open.
That's interesting.
Look, I appreciate the offer, but I'm not really a gambling man. I don't gamble with nothing but the Snickers after my dick, my brother. So I have to pass on that.
This week's episode is sponsored by the Design Lab at Shutterstock & Co. From logos and business cards to invitations and custom tees, the Design Lab is your one-stop shop for graphics. The Design Lab is the sole creator for copacetic merchandise, available now. Use your promo code copacetic for 10% off your copacetic merchandise. Shop now using the link in our bio. Back to the podcast. We're going to move into our next segment, the consciously copacetic segment. So there was this thing that came out, there's been a couple things that came out this week. First, the Redskins are changing their name. I don't think as of right now, they have not announced what they're changing their name to as of yet. Also, Charles Barkley came out and he was saying how the NBA is turning into a circus. We're doing all these symbolic things, Black Lives Matter on the court, symbolism on the jerseys, and doing all these different things. But what plan have been made for proceeding with actual change? What has the NBA done to actually make a difference, other than create some bubble so they can make money?
No, I agree with Chuck, man. I agree with Chuck 100%. And I know he got some backlash specifically from Stephen A, who I'm not even going to talk about my dislike when it comes to Stephen A on here. This ain't the platform for it, but I agree with it, man. I feel like a lot of these things, not even just the NBA, the NFL as well, by doing the Black National Anthem, like we're not asking for these things. You know what I'm saying? I feel like It's just one of those, like, here, let me give you this little bit just so y'all can shut the fuck up and we can keep moving on with the regular program. And I mean, honestly, even with the NBA putting Black Lives Matter on a court or having some type of name or quote or anything on the back of their jerseys, like, what is that doing? You know what I'm saying? We're not asking for any of those type of things like that. Where's your money going into? Are you donating to these funds and different things like that? So those are conversations I feel like that need to be addressed. But all these little small things, these little small tokens of symbolism to show that they care about Black lives. Of course, you got to care about Black lives, because if it's not about Black lives, then you don't have the NBA, you don't have the NFL at this point.
Yeah,
Right.
And
lot of performative bullshit.
Yeah, seeing that though is just like you're individualizing us. Yes, at the end of the day, it's all love for Black people. I mean, I love it. We love it. We love to see it, but it's just you're making us that one specific race to stick out, just to put on a basketball court, Black Lives Matter. You know what I'm saying? After the fact, though.
Right.
Not before, but after the fact. It took for you to individualize us as now we matter. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, it's. I agree with Chuck.
It's a circus, man. I mean, at the end of the day, like, what is it doing though? You know what I'm saying? Like what's the big gain from this at the end of the day? And I just feel like it's not. It's one of those things just to show people, hey, we're on your side. But let's be real. If you're not on our side, you don't have an organization at this point.
Right.
90% of the athletes in your organization are Black. You have
are
to.
Black.
Black lives have to matter.
Facts.
I feel like Black Lives Matter to these owners by default. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I don't know, bro. Like I said, we can get on these topics, but I mean, a lot of motherfucking feelings may get hurt, but I just feel like a lot of that shit, man, is pointless. The same shit with that whole Black national anthem. What are we gaining from this at the end of the day?
Like you said, we didn't ask for this. We didn't ask you to put Black Lives Matter on the court. You didn't see LeBron say that. You didn't see nobody tweet it out that we want that on the court, or we want that on in front of the White House or in front of Lansing State Capitol. You know, we didn't tell y'all to do this after the fact.
But that's nailing it. That was my other thing. Like, man, this was such a good question or conversation topic to bring up or like point out. I think it was very worthy of a discussion. I'm so glad to hear other men like speaking and knowing like that shit's all a smoke screen, but it's a word for it. I've been dealing in the social justice and the activism world, and what they call it is performative activism. So when we see that, that's the actual term that they want to call it. I said, whatever you call the name, that pump faking shit, that writing Black Lives Matter in the street, renaming streets, acting like changing the national anthem. I think as y'all said, like all those things is just like to make it look good, like you're performing, but they ain't really doing anything. So it's called performative activism. And we see that from large corporations that feed and reap the benefits of our Black people and athletes. That's what that is. I was like, oh, y'all got a name for that? Oh, so we all agree that that's what that's going on? All right, cool.
Right.
Performative activism is bullshit.
Yeah.
They need to do more.
That's facts. I want to go ahead, E.
I didn't know that, so that's a good point to bring up. I might name the podcast that, actually, low key. You know what I'm saying? That is a good. That's a good thing. I didn't know that at all. That's very informative. Thank you for that, for sure. Yes, and it's not even just sports. Even though we're talking about sports right now, it's everything. Like motherfucker quitting the cartoon. Talk about all Black people need to do it. You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers. The only thing that I've seen that has really been like in doing it is Colorado taking away, the police being able to use what's it called, DQ? We talked about it in the last podcast. Where they could say they're scared. You know what I'm saying? Colorado, a police officer can't just say he's scared. You know what I'm saying? He has to have actual proof of something happened. You know what I'm saying? Qualified immunity or something like that. I don't know what it's called. I forgot what it's called. That's the only thing that I've seen out of all the shit that's been going on. You know what I'm saying? The Breonna Taylor Act as well, how, the police officers can't do a no-knock warrant and stuff anymore. That's another thing that's changed. But like out of everything, those are two little things that have changed. You know what I'm saying? LeBron's reform for the getting felons the right to vote. His form for that. You know what I'm saying? That's another thing that's in the works as well. But it's been more, like we said, all this symbolism that isn't really changing anything. I don't give a fuck who the voice of Cleveland Brown is. You know what I'm saying? Who gives a shit? That don't mean nothing. I don't even watch that goddamn show. Even if I loved it, nigga, if it was Dragon Ball Z, I don't give a fuck who the nigga voice is. That don't mean shit. You know what I'm saying? They need to, the performative activism, you know what I'm saying? All that smoke screening and shit. We need to have a plan. And that was my point with this whole coming back plan for the NBA. Although I thought the NBA should come back, they could come back, but they didn't have a plan for coming back. They didn't demand anything from the NBA. You know what I'm saying? They didn't have any setups for like, okay, if we come back and play, we want you to donate this so much to HBCUs, or we wanted you to promote so many Black student college graduates to your executive offices every year. You have to create a program to build them up and train them every year.
Long term.
You know what I'm saying?
Long term goals.
Building things up, putting things in place. You know what I'm saying? That was the opportunity for the NBA to do that. NFL still has the opportunity to do that, and they're not doing it. So I think that's the thing about, I heard Shannon Sharp play this, like Shannon Sharp say this earlier, like with Black people, we're making a lot of emotion and a lot of rah-rah, but we never have a plan and steps to actually to get things done. And that's why we keep falling in the same boat year after year.
Yep. Man,
No, that's facts, man. I agree with you 1,000% on that, and I feel like it's not going to take on these owners to put those things in place. It's going to take for the players to demand those things, and that's where the LeBrons and the Kawhis and the face of the leagues need to step up and demand these things, because at the end of the day, all the symbolism shit, I can't even say it's a good thing, because at the end of the day, I'm still confused as to like what's the point behind it. You know what I'm saying? I think that's why a lot of players like LeBron and Anthony Davis went on record saying that they won't be having nothing on the back of their jerseys or anything like that. But my thing is just like, let's put money back into these black communities. Let's put money into these HBCUs. Let's put money in, you know what I'm saying, to like, if we talk about Black Lives Matter, show me with your wallet. You know what I'm saying? Let's talk about some of these neighborhoods that the very players in the NBA grew up in, where there's no rec centers or things like that. But I feel like they expect the players to deal with that when the owners are sitting on billions and billions of dollars, and the thing that they want to do to show us that they on our side is by putting the Black Lives Matter logo on the court. Like, come on, man. It's a joke to me. It's a joke.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree with all of those points. And for me, I find myself struggling with the whole concept of like, I definitely agree with the idea that DQ mentioned about like, you know, we need to start seeing some more demands from the players. But then I feel like it becomes this echo chamber, this really cyclical situation where it's like, I have the lived experience of being oppressed, and then you turn around and ask me how I'm supposed to fix my oppression, right? So it's like, how do I even deal with that? And like getting these owners or these CEOs or CFOs to really understand is like, you know what I'm saying? Like for me, I work on the tech industry. So like even living in that experience, like, damn, like I got to come to work every day knowing that this is my lived experience. And then my manager or my manager's manager is asking me, well, Brady, what do you think about how we should fix it? Like, motherfucker, I'm tired right now. Like I'm out here in the field trying to get shit right. Like, how come you can't bring me solutions that I could work with and that I could tell you? But I think that goes back to somebody else's point where they were like, why don't we have these long-term programs to start putting people in place as far as like retention and progression to start to build some of these people who can start to be representation for us as a people in these boardrooms, in these offices. So when they are coming up with ideas, somebody can raise their hand and be like, excuse me, no, that's really racially insensitive. That's fucking stupid. Don't do that. Facts. Like, so like I said, it's this cycle that we're caught in. And it's like, how do we, like, where do we break the chain to really enact change in every aspect of it? And it's just like, you never know. And while they're doing all these other things like painting BLM on this or saying we stand with you here, but you don't get to see what's happening in the background, it's like all of those things are a distraction to figuring out a way to break that cycle.
Saying it isn't enough. It's not enough.
I think Brady just like hit on a good point, like segue. Like what I would say is another piece that we're not talking about that's there is the NBA PA, the NBA Players Association, or like they represent them. So you know, there's certain players that are in positions now, like Chris Paul,
yep.
Kyrie Irving. I think Chris Paul is the president of the Players Association on the players side. But I say this like on the other realm, as far as like in the policy and things, that where they got to do a better job of being like, they should have held out. Like the players didn't demand anything. I think that's where we started, to where they just came back. And you got to hold the Players Association accountable as former players and the black people that's in there. Now, maybe it's not enough. I can't speak into that, but like, you know, in my world, working in the HR world, that's a big thing. Like, and like looking at them, how they could do, like, you gotta represent the right way and hold that down. And the NBA is actually very transparent and listen to their players. I think Adam Silver deserves a lot of credit for that, and their staff. They listen in comparison to others, but more so the Player Association and the players definitely should have demanded more. And it'll be interesting to see what they do moving forward, because I still think it's an opportunity there. But I don't think that they demanded enough for sure, or used the platform as they could have. So let's see what they do, though. Let's see. I mean, it's hard when, like, you know, these guys are basketball players and they may not know everything. I don't want to sit here like I know everything or got all the answers. No. They got family. They like, cuz right now I just need the hoop. You know, sometimes you gotta.
I think that's really what it is with them right now. They just really want to hoop.
Right now it's
They-
about basketball for them, but everybody's kind of finding their way. But I'll be interested to see what the players and the player associations do with this platform moving forward in the long term, I think.
I think another piece to that, because I'm not sure what's been happening for them on their break, but we have to understand that all of these players, they're fucking contracted employees. So we don't like, you know, if you don't work, you don't eat. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of them might be thinking from aspects like that. And granted, we still talking about multimillionaires, but just like we were talking about the food, these are people who are used to a certain lifestyle and they want to maintain that. And even beyond that, they want to start to do as much as they can to generate generational wealth as well. So I can definitely see where they're coming from, that aspect of like, look, I have to play because otherwise I don't know where I'm gonna, you know, get these funds from. But I definitely agree that there's certainly more that could have been done, and there's certainly more that still could be done to this day.
Listen, I would say it like this. I put it in the players aspect in that realm. They going to a bubble and taking this chance to play. Some of them making anywhere from $5 million to $17 million a year. Hell yeah, that contract they going to play. I would escape for free if I wanted to get some pussy.
The bubble line.
I do it for free. So if you tell me you're giving me $17 million a season, that contract, I'm gone. I would get on the plane right now. You know what I'm saying?
Now what do you
for the right one? I go for free.
right now? What do you think about the Redskins changing their name?
That's fucking too little, too late. Like, again, I don't know that much about football, but even again, we thinking business minded. You could have been made this decision when you make the decision.
Tried to do this shit.
Everybody, when you do that, everybody gotta, this Redskin shit. Oh, now I gotta buy a new jersey. Now I gotta buy new decals. Now I gotta they didn't even think from a business aspect, like, damn, we could have made so much more money by switching shit over. And that's just on the business aspect. On the social responsibility aspect, it's like, why was this ever the name to begin with? But I don't know.
Why
I
now,
defer to
man?
somebody else.
I mean, seriously though, why not? Like
Permanent.
this was a topic. This was a topic of discussion years ago.
At least
And
about
nothing
5 years ago for sure.
10 years ago for sure.
10 years ago.
Yeah, 10 years ago for sure.
Performative.
All right, well, let me ask you this. Hold on. I seen Stephen A. said the Washington Warriors. He said the Washington Warriors. Look, but I seen something like that. All the names are like they already got them copyright.
They trademark.
Yeah.
No, so look,
so
so what somebody did, somebody in Washington actually went and trademarked all these different names.
Smart.
Smart.
Smart as hell.
They say whatever name you want the Washington tater tots, you gotta come to me, fam.
So pretty much whatever name Washington want to go with, they're gonna have to pay that person to release that name to him. So I mean, it was a smart move.
That was smart.
Yeah, shout out to him. For
Yeah,
sure.
shout out to him for sure.
Get your back. Get your back.
I hope he was black, man.
Me too.
Yeah.
He was Native American. I hope he was
Native American.
My cousin.
He's Native American.
Let's get that money.
Now, along with that, do the Indians need to change their names? Do
they said they wasn't.
The Black Hawks, do they need to change their names?
Black Hawks said they wasn't
you know
either.
What I'm saying?
But
I want to say there's a lot of
somebody.
But I think
a lot of teams have gotten like actual consent from particular tribes.
Okay.
I think the Redskin is like
it's derogatory. Like
it's derogatory to them.
And it's generalized. It's generalized. Like Indians is generalized, but Redskins is generalized and derogatory.
Right.
Ernest, that's what Marshall was. They used to be the Redskins, Marshall Redskins, and then they went to the Marshall Red Hawks.
Right, they did. I remember that.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
if it's derogatory, like if they didn't agree to it, if it doesn't have like some actual real background, like in context, you got to change that. Like I think that should just be unanimous. I say it because it's about Native American people. If this was about black people, if they had a team called the Niggas, the Cool,
nigga, we do already.
We'd be like, that shit gotta go. I don't care what level it is. So anything that is even potentially, and I would say in respect to their culture, if they feel it's offensive, what are we still talking about? Like this should have been changed years ago.
Facts, I agree. I agree. But what's a Knickerbocker? Knickerbocker, what is that?
You know,
those are pants. The knickerbockers are actually like pants.
Okay.
Like dead ass.
Okay. You in New York, so I'm gonna take your word for it. You know what I'm saying?
Anybody got any knickerbockers?
I ain't got no knickerbockers.
Got some khakis.
That organization.
Got some Jim Harbaughs. You know what I'm saying?
They don't make knickerbockers in big nigga sizes. God damn it. We don't get them.
Are you tired of paying unnecessary fees for banking? Do you only use mobile banking anyway and hate going into the branch to handle your business? If so, Chime is the copacetic option for you. It's one of the fastest growing banks in America, charging a total of $0 in fees. Join Chime today using our special code and get a free $50 after your first direct deposit of $200 or more within your first 45 days of opening the account. Find the special code in our Instagram profile and join the Chime family today.
You're tuning in to the copacetic hour. Why don't you just chill? Why don't you just chill? Why don't you just chill?
Back to the podcast. So we're going to get into usually this segment would be the email of the week, but I didn't want to miss it. So we're going to talk about the entanglement. You know what I'm saying? The entanglement. You know, so I was going to do it by next week, but it would have been too far behind. So I want to talk about it this week.
Can you please play the video?
From there, you know, you and I were going through a very difficult time.
Yeah.
And we decided.
I was done with your ass.
Yeah, you kicked me to the curb.
I was done with you.
Yeah.
And then what did you do, Jada?
Well, you know, I think from there, you know, as time went on, I got into a different kind of entanglement with August.
I think, so, I mean, because this is your red table and you like brought yourself to the red table. I think you need to say clearly what happened.
As far as what?
You and I decided we were going to take our space and what happened.
Yeah, and then I got into an entanglement with August. That's what I said.
An entanglement?
Yes. Yes.
A relationship?
Yes, it was a relationship. Absolutely. I was in a line.
Nigga, what the fuck is going on with my dog Will Smith, bro? Like, what the fuck? Like,
he done tweaked out. It's bad.
They got him out bad, out sad right now. Jada out here wilding, yo.
Like,
it's
what the fuck? It's Will fucking Smith.
Yo, I
feel like we all got played, bro.
Not like that though.
Not
bro.
like that, bro.
I feel like I think we all got played, bro. I think all that shit. No, I don't even think it was that, bro. I think they just play. It's good entertainment. It's good money.
Oh,
a trending topic.
It had it hit at the right time during Corona.
You got to remember, Will Smith was the 4th of July, and that was the same weekend. He ain't had no box office shit on Netflix or in the theaters, so he was like, "I'm gonna get these hits off."
He gonna get it anyway. I feel like we all got played, but I also. It came at a convenient time. August album dropped, a week and a half, 2 weeks ago.
Right.
That was convenient to him.
Still don't know what it is.
I don't fuck with the snitching shit, though. Like, I don't fuck with that rap shit. Like, he is straight snitch for that, nigga. If you get some pussy, keep it to yourself, boy. That pillow talking, going on interviews, talking about your relations with, you know what I'm saying, with another woman. That's
especially if it's been over. Shit.
Yeah, and it's been over too. So she must have threw that thing on him if he got that emotional about it.
I don't know.
So that's
I don't know.
It's Jada, bro.
You should have had a song called "Entanglement" on there though.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I don't honestly think that this is news, but I think they definitely capitalize off the time and situation. They not even making movies right now. I think that they've been on some open poly shit. I feel like there's been enough rumors with them, and that's like a thing. They big time stars. You know,
these memes though are. Oh my god! Even though they ruined a great scene,
And Bad
Fresh
Boys.
Prince. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
No,
the Fresh Prince scene. Yeah.
They killed that scene. That was great.
The Fresh Prince scene, a scene in the clumps.
Yeah,
that clump shit was funny as
much
hell,
shit
bro.
up, bro.
I ain't even seen the clumps.
I ain't
The
seen that shit.
the motherfucking future meme with Jada's face on it now is
and looking in the mirror.
yeah.
The thing that all niggas is saying though, this the crazy thing. Every nigga in America want to fuck Jada, and then you really realize, like, nigga, you could have really been fucking Jada, because this nigga want.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. I've been wanting to. I've been wanting to smack Jada since Jason Leary's movie came out, man.
Facts.
Everybody had what? But you know, you be like, man, she ain't on that. No, she on that.
Yeah.
Hey, he won, man.
Tough too.
August Alsina. Hey.
Hey, I don't think Will was affected. I think all that shit was an act, bro.
Shit, you seen his
He
face?
was looking hurt.
He was looking.
He was looking hurt. He was looking like what's that movie? Pursuit of Happiness. Will the eyes and shit.
What does that mean? That was an actors though. They know how to do that.
He said, "I'm gonna do. I am legendary without you." He said, "We're gonna do Bad Boys 4 without you."
This some old shit. This some old shit for them now. He ain't tripping off that no more. If they argued about
that shit,
this was not the. If y'all think this is the first time they talked about that on camera, y'all tripping. Listen, man, hell no. They had this conversation ages ago.
Hey, that nigga said August was 14 when I did Pursuit of Happiness.
Okay, Will Smith is an actor, right? A good actor at that. So yes, his face did look a little like you couldn't tell. But the way she told that nigga, like, no, nigga, you don't tell me who I can fuck. I say who I can fuck.
No. When this nigga started telling the story and he referred to this nigga as Og, I was like, you niggas different. I would never call no nigga that was fucking my queen by his short name. Yo, my nigga Og. When we met my nigga Og. No, nigga.
He said that.
Like, so yeah, I don't think it's new. I think they've been chopped it up. I do think when Will was like, y'all gonna get you back, I really felt like he was on that, because it's like, it's not about what she did. I feel like Will, he's always been clean kept. So the fact that she got his business out here like that, he not fucking with that.
You see that Tiana Trump shit, nigga? She said, tell Will to hit her ass up, nigga.
Yeah.
I saw that.
I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna keep all the way to buck for as men, you know. And I think like everybody ain't gonna want to talk about these things, but I say this in a relationship dynamic, in my experience of the things I respect and keeping it real, you know, entanglements happen. Whatever case we want to talk about it, right? But how do you make a person look or represent? Like, did you make me look foolish? I don't tolerate foolish things. You know what I mean? Like, we could talk about that, but don't disrespect me. So I think that's a huge part, and that's the thing. Like, Will ain't come out like that or whatever. Don't be out here disrespecting me. Don't have me looking crazy.
But my question is like, when the fuck has men ever had an entanglement? When we get caught up in like, no, you was fucking that bitch. She sucked your dick. Like, we ain't never had no.
I'm about to use that.
I ain't never said, yo, I took Shorty on a journey, and like she was pulling out wild words. He was letting them lie. I'm like, what?
Hey, but on some real shit though, I felt like August is just like, he one of the many niggas that was probably on the list. He just the one that got leaked out. You know what I'm saying?
He did some whole ass shit.
That's their lifestyle though. You know what I'm saying? That's their lifestyle. I feel like the violation came in when he violated, he put shit out there. That's when the embarrassment thing came in. Cause like I said, we talking about some shit that was years ago. But I think the most disrespectful shit about this whole thing that niggas not talking about is that he met Jada and Will through their son, through what's his name, Jaden. So that's just like, bro, that's just like me.
Is that true?
That's just like me bro.
I didn't know that.
My homeboy. That's like me bringing my homeboy to meet my parents, and he fucked my mama, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it was like when he was going through his shit though. You know what I'm saying?
Jada
like
mad predator for
like
that.
you said, when all was down and out, you know, like
sick, bro.
She mad. Like if that was on the other, if the shoe was on the other foot and that was Will, like Willow,
they'd be dragging
some
that nigga,
shit.
Man.
And Will like, yo, we gonna fix her, we gonna get her better, and then he started cracking her shit. This nigga Will be under the fucking jail right now. Ain't no way in the fucking world.
Facts.
I don't know how it happened,
Facts.
but I am impressed on some real player shit. I have my player day. That's some player shit that August pulled off there. Okay.
Wait, she said I really
How good friends are him and Jaden for real? Because they may not have been friends. Cuz might just been trying to come over. Okay, so I'm gonna throw that in. Some high level player shit. We talking about Jada Pinkett Smith. Okay, that's a dream. You can't expect him to be responsible in that shit. He don't know Jaden. Fuck Jaden. Anyway,
Yeah.
On the fuck Jaden. On the other end, you can't do that on TV on any rules or relationship. You violating, cuz that ain't hard. And I'm not saying a man can't have emotions, nor am I saying that he shouldn't express those. I don't think the format which he did it was acceptable. Like, even if you felt that way, that ain't for the world. You can still make your music, talk about the music, cuz, but don't be doing no sit down. We don't do that. Man, that's not cool.
Facts.
I would have respected him dropping a bar, like a little hidden bar on one of the songs or something. You know what I'm saying? Versus a whole interview.
He did. He dropped a song even before this last album came out. He dropped a couple.
I remember that though.
The song was like after her middle name and shit. So he tried to let niggas know. He was like, "Oh, this shit ain't hitting. We'll wait till this album drop."
Right.
But like, I just want women to keep that same energy when it's our turn. When I want to be able to say, "Oh, I was entangled. I just wanted to feel good. Lord knows I haven't felt good." And so I would have, come on, man. Will was looking at her like, "We want on camera."
Man. Facts. So, moral of the story is something wrong with Will. He ain't the nigga who I thought he was. God damn it. And Jada,
not the legend we thought.
And Jada and Jada really don't like Will. She just settled for a nice, decent man. Jada really want a hood nigga, and Tupac died, so it is what it is. That's what happened. That's what happened. Moving into our last segment of the podcast, the hood situation. Who hood situation? Why hood situation? Because shit be happening in the hood. So today's hood situation is a would you rather. Okay. So I feel like, we all got significant others, I do believe. Not totally. Oh, we don't. My bad. So either we all have had significant others, you know what I'm saying? Let's put it like that. Would you rather get your ass beat in front of your kids, or would you rather get your ass beat in front of your girl?
Damn.
Oh, you can get a new girl. Them kids is forever, nigga. I think it gotta be like you do that. You can try to get in front of your kids. Tough. It's over, bro. Right, and then on top of that, it's easy to split with her because like if you get done getting your ass beat, you can look at her like, bitch, why you ain't fucking help me?
If I got my ass beat in front of my girl, that means you got your ass beat too, because I know you right.
Facts.
I don't know, man. It was just a video of this girl getting demolished in the store. That I don't know if y'all saw that video. Girl got her ass beat in the store in front of her dude, and that nigga just sat there and just chilled.
Oh hell no, not happening.
No. Oh, that's
he might have been fucking shorty. He might have been fucking other shorty though.
I couldn't even absorb this. I'm still absorbing both of these scenarios, and I'm thinking some real evil shit. And either result of this, I gotta bounce back either one of these in a way.
Yeah,
it's got to be legendary because you gotta fuck who you did it in front of. Either one, you gotta come back like a champion. You gotta come back like Rock. That's scary.
Yeah, but with the kids, in front of your kids though, like your kids supposed to look at you like you fucking Superman. So like,
right.
And then how you gonna strike fear in your kids' eye when it's like, yo, my nigga, the white beat your ass last week, nigga. I take you right now.
You ain't yell at Tyrone like that when he was whooping your ass.
I'm gonna take the woman. I'd rather lose in front of the woman, hypothetically. You know why? The kids like my man said, they gotta stick with her. Right? That's gotta stick with you, right?
Right.
But if you lose, your woman lose with you too, as she should. You gonna go home. The kids is gonna never forget it. Y'all might give you some pussy that night. You gonna get some sympathy pussy that night. Like y'all might cry while y'all have sex.
Like I said, that means we both got our ass beat. Cause I know you right.
We'll make love. Y'all gonna cry while y'all have sex for sure.
Facts.
If I get beat up in front of my girl, I gotta just break up with her at that point.
Hey, it's over. It's over.
Hey, cause
y'all gonna be in therapy for years. Like you didn't say all that shit with Tyrone with your ass.
Oh yeah. You gotta think about it too. Don't let some months go by and then y'all get into an argument somewhere out in public. You having a double date or some shit. She like, oh, how about we tell them about when Tyrone whooped your ass? Remember when Brady was in the hospital for a couple of days? Like,
Big Joker. That's her Big Joker. She win. Big Joker on the table. Everybody throw it in. Big Joker on the table.
Y'all funny.
Nah, man.
So everybody unanimous. That girl, CD, you got to get beat up in front of your girl?
Yeah. It got to be a girl. Not my kids, though. I can't explain that shit.
Oh, shit. Me? Yeah, I'd rather get beat up in front of my girl. God damn it. You know what I'm saying?
I'm with Fitz. The end scenario ain't gonna be a good one.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Bro, you gotta break up with her, bro. You gotta get your ass beat, then break up with her right after.
I'm about to say, you married too, so you just gotta sit with that.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
And then you married, y'all ain't had kids yet?
Nope.
That's gonna be passed down from generation to generation.
God damn
Kids
it.
will be like, who's Tyrone, Daddy? Shut up.
Facts. We're gonna go ahead and end the podcast. We're gonna go ahead and end the podcast there. We're about almost at 2 hours. You know what I'm saying? Giving y'all hit ups. Let them know where they can find you at. Anything you got going, let them know so we can support. You know what I'm saying? 1,000 listens every episode. So I want to make sure they supporting y'all. Let's get it.
Yeah, thanks for having me again, E. Once again, it's your boy Brady B. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Brady_McBadass. Right now, still back in the lab trying to get this music shit together. But for any previous work, you can check me out on streaming platforms under Leon Tate. But again, stay dangerous or you will be in danger.
Facts.
Definitely. Thanks for having me, E. Nice meeting some of you and connecting with my brothers. Creep life till I die, baby. Wonderful. I wish y'all all the best. Also, check me out. I got new things coming in my podcast. This is one of my logos, Human Anonymous, brought to you by Bad Decisions Entertainment. You can check us out on Twitter at DecisionsENT and also on Instagram, bad_decisions_ENT. Lots of things coming real soon. It's the world, baby. Thank you.
Hit them up.
Yeah, like bro said, all love, man. You follow me on Snap, RP Dom, all day, every day.
All day.
It's love, man. You know, appreciate you having me, Big E.
Facts.
It's always love.
Facts.
Pleasure being back, man. You can follow me on all platforms, Twitter, Instagram at Siddle Diddle for comedy, all type of content. Give me a follow.
Facts.
Yeah, and man, this DQ, man, appreciate it. Actually being back, man. It's been a little minute. Platforms, Snap, Twitter, IG, DQ_11. Got the group homes going on here in Kalamazoo, Michigan, man. So any resources, anything that you guys have that can kind of be helpful in getting this thing up and running, man, hit me up.
Facts. Hit them up. And I am your host, 5. You can hit me up at notorious_BIG_E on IG or hit the podcast IG, The Copacetic Hour. Hit our new website, www.thecopacetichour.com. All these videos are on YouTube. Everything is on our website. We're going to leave you with our mantra. Please protect your peace, secure your wealth, and define your destiny. This is the Copacetic Hour.
Copacetic
Peace.
Hour.
This is the Copacetic Hour.
Why don't you just chill?
Why don't you just chill? Why don't you just chill?